we dealt with a set of cards in our lives. Some are good, some are bad. Some are particularly bad. But us as human beings have to decide what to do with those pack of cards, with the cards that you've got. And successful people, effective people, happy, fulfilled people, take those cards and say, how am I going to turn these into a winning game? What am I going to do? Successful people, happy people, they don't make excuses for their life. I've had people come up to me sometimes, and looking back, I think, I have sometimes often been given a really bad set of cards. We've all had things happen in our lives. And I look at them sometimes, and I even have people, friends of mine, kind of really sort of affirm it. They say, geez, Joanne, you have had a lot of bad things happen in your life, hey? Don't you wonder why there's so many bad things? And I'm looking at them thinking, you know what? The things that have happened in my life, they have turned my life. I wouldn't be standing here if I still had that bad set of cards in my hand. How many of us are just making excuses for life? It's all perceptions. They're not really there. It's what glasses you have on to decide whether that is good or whether that is bad. It's not our circumstances, guys, that are going to create our happiness. It's the power of what we decide. It's our choices. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you, what makes you happy? What makes you happy? What would make you happy? What do you want from life? What do you want? How many of us are just on this planet to survive? How many of us are just settling? This will do. Yeah, and you know what? I'm doing the best that I can. I'm only human. No, this is what I'm doing because I'm human. This is what I'm doing because I have a left side of my brain. I have a right side of my brain. I have a memory better than any computer. I'm just trying to find the search button. Okay? I have a mind that's bigger than anything in this world. And I am going to decide how I want to lead my life. And I always think of it as life is here. It's in your hand here. And you control it. You decide what to do. You decide where to go. Successful people control their thoughts very carefully. They eliminate any form of negativity. They don't even allow doubt to come into their head. What if I make a mistake? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? You know what, guys? We all want to do well at things. We all want to get the best out of life. But what do? Fear stops us. It stops us, and we say things like, oh, it's a bit of a risk. What if that doesn't work? What if you've been wanting to open up your business for years? You'll be 97 and still finding ways not to open it. You're sitting there going, yeah, but you know what, it's not really safe, and what if, and you know what, I'm happy. People tend to just almost justify their situation. I'm happy the way things are. You're getting 60% in tests, I'm happy with that. And everyone keeps telling you your brain can do more. We need to start changing and controlling our thinking. We need to change our words. Stop saying I can't. Change it to I must. I can't get any higher in science. I can't. What about I must? I must. It opens that brain of yours, that unlimited human potential. It opens up to find a way. Guys, your brain is on your side. You've got to type in what you want that brain to do. By typing in your brain going, how the hell am I going to get through school today? Your brain's going, I'll look for an answer. Best you hide in the bathrooms when you've got Afrikaans. Best you avoid that teacher. Best you don't even write that test. Your brain will always come up with an answer. How many of us are not programming our brains to answer for us? Human performance, what we do, human performance, does not match even the minimum potential. And I'm sick of that. I am sick and tired of having this human abilities. And I'm not getting the performance that we should be getting. So guess what? I decided. I now start making decisions in my life. I am going to decide to be successful. I am going to decide to be confident. I am going to decide to do well. I am going to decide to make this happen. What I focus on is what I get. You want to go on a nice holiday. What are you focused on? Oh, can't afford it. Oh, I've got so many flipping children and they're all full airfares now and can't do this. And oh, I don't have leave. And you know what? They're going to have exams. And oh, it's going to be so busy in December. You are so focused on that that's what you get. You can't afford it. You don't get leave. It's too expensive. Yes, it's peak season. And yes, all 7 children have to get full airfares. Okay? I have 3 and it feels like 30. Okay? So that's what you focus on. And you wonder why you're not going on holiday. Focus on the holiday. Focus on what you're going to do, what you're going to see. Oh, yeah, but people are already thinking, yeah, but Joanne, you didn't mention how expensive it's going to be. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. You know, I was talking to a lady. She came out from Canada. She was here recently. She's written a fabulous book called Switch on Your Brain. Some of you might have heard it. Some of you might have read it. And when she came out recently, about 4 months ago, she was explaining to us that there was this house that was on the market and she really wanted to buy it. She was a single mom, 2 children, really didn't have, she had very little money. She was a PA and she earned minimal. And this house came onto the market. And for fun, her and her children went to look at it. It's on show. They thought, make a nice day out. Let's go and check how the rich live. And she went into this house. And she pretended it was hers. They walked in. She said she sat at the kitchen table pretending to have breakfast there. She said when no one was looking, she went into the bathroom. And she lay in that bath, imagining this was her house. She explained to us in detail how she went into every room. She sat on the couches, having a chat, she saw her friends there for tea. She saw her family and her kids eating breakfast at that table. She saw them playing in the garden. And every Sunday when that place was on show, she was in that house. So we were all sitting there going, oh, come on, tell us the story. So you eventually bought the house? No, she said it was like $3 million. I couldn't buy the house. But she kept the sight on her goal. She never said, that's what I wanted. But she never said, that's what I can't afford. And about 6 months later, that house was bought by somebody else, which deflated the whole story for all of us. And she couldn't go and look at it anymore. But she kept the picture up here. She kept that picture of that bath in detail, where her fridge was going to be, where she was going to put her book when she'd finished reading. She was focused on that house. And 1.5 years later, I'm not going to give you the whole story, but something happened in her business and she bought shares and she didn't think of, oh, I'm going to use this to buy the house. She just kept thinking of the house. That was her focus. And 1.5 years later, she moved into that house, bought it. And she's still living in that house today. Because that's where her focus was. And that's what I do, guys. When I focus on something and I want something, it is that simple. Put it out there. Get it out into the universe. Decide this is what I want. Ask and you will receive. Doesn't say moan about it, complain about it, settle for it. Ask. Just ask. You know, she also, when I was at her seminar, she held up her book and her DVDs and her cassette tapes and she held it all up. And she says, guys, I've got this available for you. It's all going to be available outside the door. This one is actually spare. None of us knew what she was saying. And one girl put up her hand and she said, may I have it? She said, sure. 2,000 rands of goods she gave her. And we were like, she was saying, well, she asked for it. And it really is that simple. Ask what it is that you want. Put it out there. I've put a card on your chairs, a little card. Okay? Let's ask the universe, what do you want? What do you want out of life? Write it down. What do you want? What's going to make you happy? Put it on that card. One of your goals. Because, guys, goals are just dreams put to paper. That's all dreams are. They're dreams put to paper. What's your dream? Put it down. You have to do this, by the way. Moms and dads who are sitting back thinking this is for the pupils, take out your pens. You all got messages today to bring a pen. Yep, dads, please take out pens back there. This is not a passive seminar. At the back, please take out pens. Okay, all stand who hasn't got a pen in their hand. Okay, we need a pen over here, please, and here and here. We need pens, please. Anyone can share? I've got 2 here on the piano. Just ask, or better come and get them. Okay, take out the card. Right, on that card, commit your goal, your dream to that piece of paper, because you're going to take this home. Write it down. What do you want from this world? What do you want out of life? And don't start thinking, oh, but I'd like to write this down, but I can't. Or don't forget it. If you bring it in, you eliminate that negative thinking. Don't even bring it in. You've got to control your thoughts. Write it down. What do you want out of life? Now or 10 years' time? I don't care. What do you want? Write it down. Okay. Now have you all written something down? Every single person in this hall must have written down. If you're sitting there going, oh, this is stupid, okay, your mind is already shut down. Then you can forget it. Now, I did this, guys. I did this at a seminar about 11 years ago. And all I did was write it down and stick it in my pocket. All I did. But I never threw it away. And you know what I did? I took that card out, and I remember thinking, that would be nice. It would be nice if that could happen to me. Oh, I hope that happens to me. Hope. Hope is schnope. Everybody says hope is such a wonderful thing. I want you to change your view on hope. Stop hoping. Expect. Don't hope. Expect. Too many of us are relying on luck. Too many of us are hoping for good things to happen. We are now going to declare what we want. We are now asking what we want. Okay? Now you've put it down to paper. Your dream is committed to paper. Now what I want you to do is I want you to keep that piece of paper somewhere where you're always going to see it. Okay? And watch what happens. I want you to watch what happens. Do you know when I did the seminar 15 years ago? I brought back the same school 5 years later, and I told every one of them to bring those cards back. Some, to be fair, didn't keep them. And we worked out. And one girl went, hey, that's happened already. Because what you focus on is what you get. Now you hang on to that piece of cardboard. And you don't take your mind off that. Another thing I want you to do tonight, is I want you to go home and I want you to make yourself, for those of you who are not studying for science tomorrow, I want you to make yourself a vision board. I want you to find any pictures or anything that appeals to you. And I want you to cut it out and I want you to stick it onto a board. I don't want you to get into it and think about it and hypnotize yourself. No, I want you to just stick it on your wall where you can see it every single day. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. But if you don't control your thoughts and you let things come into your head going, oh, I might as well chuck this away, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because what you focus on is what you get. Make yourself a vision board, anything that you like that appeals to you. Put it up. I want you to just look at it every day. Look at it every single day. And I want you to see what happens. Another thing that I have noticed that very fulfilled, successful, effective, happy people do, they don't let opportunities pass them by. Bill Gates. Anyone who doesn't know who Bill Gates is? Okay, Bill Gates was the founder of Microsoft. Okay, he is a billionaire. He is a leader. He definitely uses his left and right brain because what he started with was a right brain idea. He has structured it into a left brain idea. He has used his 100% of his brain, and he is a very successful, fulfilled human being. Now, should I tell you the story of Bill Gates? Bill Gates went to Harvard University to study. Bill Gates dropped out of university without a degree, without anything. He dropped out of university. Why? Because while he was studying, he suddenly saw a gap. He suddenly realized, you know what? People need personal computers. He didn't say, yeah, but you know what? I'm only a student. You know what? I'll wait till I get out of university. My dad will have a fit. No. He said, uh-oh, time is critical. This is a now or never decision. He dropped out of Harvard, and the rest is history. Started up Microsoft. Now, I'm not saying, oh, all get to university, have an idea, and drop out. What I'm trying to say to you is that we need to look at daily opportunities. How many of us are not even using our right brain to look for opportunities in life? Now, you might say, yeah, but that's Bill Gates. I mean, Bill Gates has got the same tools we have. Bill Gates has got the same left brain and the right brain. He's got the same mind. He's got the same long-term and short-term memory. But what did he do? He grabbed it. He didn't sit on the fence. He didn't watch the world go by and think, I hope. He's like, I'm human. I need to make a decision. How many of us are avoiding making decisions all the time? We sit there and we're stifled by the paralysis of analysis. We sit there analyzing everything. Oh, well, I'll sleep on it. Well, I'll think about it. Oh, Mom, what should I do? I'll have a meeting about it on Monday. I'm going to think about it all weekend. Life's ticking by. Life's moving on. Things are happening. Why didn't someone else grab that computer idea before Bill Gates? Because he moved quickly. He made a quick decision. We need to start practicing that, guys. You want to be successful. You want to be happy. You want to lead a completely fulfilled life. Start making decisions. When you've got a decision to make, start getting into the habit of making it quick. Now, some moms and dads are sitting there going, no. We don't want them making quick decisions. Okay, you've got a decision. Right. Get centered. Weigh up the pros and cons. Think about it. Take yourself into the future. What could happen? What couldn't happen? Finished. Make the decision. And guess what? If you fail, fabulous. Because if you never made it in the first place, you learned nothing. You didn't even succeed. Because if it did work, you would have succeeded. If it didn't work, you would have learned. If you didn't do it, you wouldn't have learned anything. We need to start making decisions. I want to do this. Let's start making some changes, guys. Let's start going home tonight and saying, you know what? I'm going to start making some changes in my life. This is what I'm going to do. Right. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to control my thinking. Right. I'm going to expect to succeed. I'm not going to hope. I'm going to expect it. I am not going to allow one thought, negative thought, come into my head. I am not going to allow a piece of doubt come into my head. Now, it might be difficult in the first 7 days because it takes 7 days to create a habit. That's all. Guys, I explained to you in class, I want you to be impatient with life. Let's start making things happen now. Don't say, oh, well, I'll wait till I'm out of school. Oh, well, I'll wait till I've got my driver's license. Oh, then I'll be free. Then, yeah, when I'm out of home, my mom's off my back. Yeah, then I'll start living life. And, oh, yeah, you know, when I start earning money. There are two definites in life. Two definites. The day you were born, that's definite. There was a date, there was a time. That was something definite. We don't know when we're going to die, but it's definite that we are. Oh, there's a positive thought. Okay? We know that it's definite that we are going to die. Those are the two definites. What happens in between is our choice, is our decision, is under our control. And I love that. I find that so exciting that I can say, here, Joanne, here's your life. You were born here. You're going to die here. I don't know where. There. Who cares? Okay, but the fact is what I do in between is up to me. I can choose to have the life that I want to have. I can choose just to focus on what I want. I can choose to say, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this studying, and I'm going to get the mark that I want. The pupils that I teach, I told you, they put their mark on their paper, their test paper, before they even write their name. My daughter, she tried it the other day. She's not naturally bright. She isn't. She's a hard worker. She doesn't have, I was going to say her mother's genes, but that would just break my whole story. Do you know that just on that point, by the way, intelligence, genes, you know that they're not hereditary, they're not passed down? Whew. Sorry, I've even got my mom sitting here. Sorry, Mom. But you know what a nice relief that is? To know that your intelligence genes are your own. They're there. Whether they're passed down or not, it doesn't matter. They're there. So you get to choose whether you're intelligent or not. Guys, I don't believe in IQ. I don't believe in brain cells. I don't believe in doing all these tests that you're supposed to do to figure out whether you're clever or not. I have friends of mine that have such a low IQ. In fact, I'm going to be very honest with you, I've never done an IQ test. Fortunately, as a child, we were moved from country to country and we missed them. And I loved that. I didn't want to know what my IQ was. Because I guarantee now, if somebody told me what my IQ was, it would have affected how intelligent I feel or think. I'm a teacher, guys. We label kids. We do. Oh, I say to my friend, my colleague, you don't want that one in your class. Oh, he's dreadful. And he's hard work. And he's so dumb. You have no idea what happens in the staff room. How many of those kids that are labeled act accordingly. So I went and tested this. I took 20 pupils from the school that I was teaching. And I took the first 10, and I went into each class and I said, guys, I've got a list here that all the teachers and I have sat down. We hadn't, I made it up. I said, we've all sat down and worked out the 10 most intelligent kids out of all these classes, and we'd like to pull you out. And I just called 10 random names. And I remember this little one boy, his name was Asif Kovadia. He was so sweet. And I called his name out on the intelligence list. I said, right, I've chosen 10 really intelligent kids. We want to do some research on you. And I called his name out. He was almost like, I was like, yeah, no, I've spoken to the teachers. We've checked books. We've checked marks. Yeah, no, it's you. Okay, came up with all the other boffs. Then I went into the other 4 classes and I said, guys, we've been discussing this with the teachers, and we've had to choose 10 very intelligent kids and then 10 not so very intelligent kids. We hope you don't mind, but we need to do some research on you. And I called out their names. Some of them were very bright, some of them weren't. And I could see the bright ones going, excuse me, I'm A student. No, we're not going according to marks. I mean, I made this up as I went along. We're not going according to marks. We're going according to certain tests that we've done in class that you actually have failed, and we need you to do these tests with us. So sort of humbly and embarrassingly, they sort of came through. But I do these things so that I can tell you about them in my seminars. And we took all of these kids, and the 10 that were bright, I took them into one room, and I said, right, you 10 are the bright ones. I want you to do these tests, please, just to prove that these marks are right. And I said to the other 10 in the other room, okay, guys, we haven't made the questions too hard for you, but we want you to try them anyway. Do your best. Don't worry about it. Okay, go off to the intelligent group. I found it incredible what I discovered when we marked them. The 10 that were told, including little Asif Kovadia, the 10 that were told were bright got the highest marks. It was blatant. It was black and white in front of my face. The 10 who were told they weren't so bright, even the bright ones, 50, 60% in the marks. What are you labeling yourself as? What mental pictures in your head are you carrying around that you've got these self-limiting beliefs in your head that I don't have what it takes? Self-confidence is something that we all need. It puts you on the line to succeed. You need confidence, right? Now, guess what, guys? Confidence is not something that you just have. Confidence is something that you cultivate. You create it yourself. Now, I do seminars all the time. I do seminars for corporate companies. We do some shows on the TV. We do magazine articles. I've constantly got crowds in front of me. Now, I was never a confident child. I used to think, oh, I'm dreading that speech. What if they think in class? What if they think, oh, what if I fail? What if they notice what if I forget? What if they see my knee shaking? I was so focused on myself, analyzing every move that I wasn't even going to make, that I lost my confidence. Do you know what self-confidence is about, guys? It's about focusing on the people you're talking to. Do you know if I just spend all day, and all the material that I'm doing now at the moment is all new and updated, if I had to focus on every seminar that I did, analyzing myself, focusing on myself, what if I don't mention that? What if I forget what I'm going to say? What if I lose the wrong note? What if I say this wrong? What if they laugh at me? What if they think I'm stupid? What if they fall asleep? I'm so focused on myself that I'm not actually thinking of what you're going to learn from it. So my focus is what are these people going to go home with? I don't care if I fall off this stage. I'll go, fabulous, guys, another failure. I'm wiser now. I know not to wear heels when I'm supposed to be 3 stairs up. Okay? You learn. We beat ourselves up. Decide to be confident. Stop focusing on yourself. Stop analyzing yourself. Focus on what you're giving out there. Focus on what you're giving to the world. And practice it. Because the more you practice it, the better you get at something. It's like when you want to make a quick decision. Some of us never make decisions because we spend our whole lives not making decisions, that you're in the habit of not making a decision. Those people who constantly make decisions, right or wrong. And remember, I've learned more from the wrong decisions that I've made from the right decisions. My mother will back me up. I have made more wrong decisions than right decisions, but I have learned more, I have, from the wrong decisions. I have. When you learn to make decisions, you learn to fine-tune your brain. And you learn to make better and better decisions as you go on. Now you might say, yeah, but I'm only 14, I'm not experienced enough. How do you get experience in life? How? by doing things, by grabbing opportunities, by making decisions, right or wrong. I'm not saying walk into a decision that you know you're going to fail. Oh, I think I'll take drugs today because I just want to see what happens. We know what happens. We know what happens. We've seen it. Learn from other people's mistakes. It's the shortcut. It saves you making all your own. Stay in control of your thoughts. Make quick decisions. And those are two things that I find. I mean, I just copy other successful people. I don't have secret tricks. What I do is I say, sure, you're happy. You're really happy. You live a fabulous life. What do you do? Show me what you do. They visualize. You know what they do, guys? They bring their futures forward. As I said to you, when you focus on something, you're going to get it. Now, you've all written something down on that cardboard. Close your eyes. Okay, this is your chance, dads. You can now actually legally sleep. Okay? Look at that card quickly and close your eyes. Go there. Go there. Your goal's been achieved. Go there. See it. What are you doing? What are you wearing? What are you thinking? Close your eyes. Moms, dads, close your eyes. Feel it. Experience it. You've achieved it. It's done. You've done it. It's you. Look hard. You're confident. You're proud. Open your eyes. Did anybody not see it in their heads? Can you see it as a reality? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you can see it here, it's already happened. Now what I want you to do is I want you to start behaving like that person who's already achieved the goal. Guys, you've achieved it. Pretend it's already done. It's done. That goal's been achieved. Now I want you to start talking like that person who's now achieved that goal. I want you to start acting every day like you've already achieved it. I want you to start believing, change your beliefs in your head that it's now done. Bring your future forward. You've achieved it. I want you to talk the way you've already achieved it. Put your goal now in the past. It's done. And watch what happens. If I want to achieve something, I dreamed of doing seminars. I dreamed of getting messages across to people. I always thought it would be history and English and teaching. That was my dream. I never said, this is how I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to write my goal down. Right. Now, Joanne, how are you going to do it? Oh, I don't know. How am I going to do it? Oh, you know what? It's going to be a big mission. Oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. Don't ever think of the details. Don't ever think how you're going to do it. Think of the outcome. Think of why. Why do you want to do it? Go there. Go there in your head. Every morning I wake up, if I've got a goal, I go to where I want to be. Might be Mauritius. Might be work. But wherever I want to go, I keep that in my head. And I talk like I'm already there. And suddenly, you're already looking back on the goal, going, I've already achieved it. Do you know how exciting that is in life, that you can just go there? And some of you, I know, already sitting there thinking, yeah, but get it out of your head. Get it out of your head. It's doubt. You know, there's that gap of uncertainty. Let's say you go home tonight and you decide, yes, I'm going to now take control of my life. I'm going to